Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Campbell and welcome to Skills Fair. This is the basic introduction to the Skills Fair method. If you are watching this video on YouTube or Facebook, you can go to the skillsfare.com website, that's skills-fare.com, to download the associated PDF. You go to skillsfare.com, click on the curriculum page, it'll be right there for you. This happens to be the very document that I'm reading as I reference this and record. If you're watching this video from the skillsfare.com website, I highly recommend that you copy and paste the PDF's URL into a separate browser window prior to clicking on this video. That goes for all videos until further notice. So, Skills Fair is asking you to change your paradigm, and you might not even be old enough to understand what changing a paradigm might mean. You might be well into your 30s and 40s and not realize the significance of changing your paradigm. But the point being is Skills Fair is based on a number of different methods that came out of the 1990s and the early aughts. It is different, it is a hybrid, and it's meant to excel and increase your capacity for learning more quickly and more effectively. So I came up with a number of rules for you as you watch all the videos that this particular program encompasses. This particular introductory video represents the 9 basic rules for the quick assimilation of the Skills Fair method. Rule number 1 of Skills Fair, safety first. You're going to hear that a lot and a lot and a lot over and over again. Safety first, safety first, safety first. Why? We hear this all the time. You'll hear it at school, you'll hear it at work, you'll hear it at a number of different programs. You'll hear it if you're learning from OSHA, if you're in the construction or in manufacturing trades. OSHA will say safety first. So why? Because you're investing in yourself. Your family is investing in you. Your friends and peers are investing in you. Your coworkers and management are investing in you. Your community is investing in you. All this time and effort, and in many regards throughout your life, a lot of money is directed toward you so that you can provide a return on that investment through the productivity and an increase in everyone else's quality of life. So do not text while crossing the street. Instead, you will make eye contact with every car that is approaching that intersection and ensure that you are not stepping in front of a vehicle that has not indicated outright that the driver has recognized you and your crossing. Remember, if you are texting, there's a good chance the driver is as well. When the signs point to your time to cross, is it your right-of-way? Sure is, legally, but don't convert that right-of-way into a right to die. We, your friends and family, care about you and your success. Pay attention to your surroundings. Learn to be aware. Learn to read behaviors and how to predict that someone is simply going to run that red light instead of using basic common sense and stopping when they should stop the car. Because everyone's in a hurry these days. So one more time, I'm going to repeat that. Safety first, rule number 1. Rule number 2 of Skills Fair. Discipline yourself to follow the videos and in sequential order. Please do not skip ahead. Listen to every word. I pepper throughout this program a lot of words that are not necessarily directly associated with the topic at hand, but will become increasingly important later down the road. So, why do I want you to discipline yourself and watch these videos in order? Because the method is designed to build bridges, to remove siloed thinking and replace automatonism with critical systems-based thinking. You aren't looking outside the box. You're gaining an understanding that there is no box. The method is presented in a particular sequence that allows for learning how to learn in an easy, exponential fashion. Rule number 3 for Skills Fair. Discipline yourself to watch at least 1 video per session and at least 2 sessions per week. You can do more. I encourage you to go back and revisit videos as well. So, why am I asking this of you? Because you are building a strong, varied, and wide foundation using this method. And soon enough, what seems odd, or challenging, or even boring at first will become natural, exceptionally easy, and inspiring for you. So just let the method carry the burden for you. And don't try to outthink it. Don't sit within the notion that it's unnecessary or perhaps irrelevant. Let the method wash over you. Rule number 4 of Skills Fair: allow the method to flow through you. Why? Because you are not actually here to learn the superficial things or trivia or statistical references. You are here to learn how to learn, which will in turn push you to learn more and understand more. You are here to learn how to learn. You are here to learn significance, process, relationships, implications, and impact. Let me repeat that. You are here to learn how to learn. You are here to learn significance, process, relationships, implications, and impact. Rule number 5 of Skills Fair: accept with a sense of eagerness and determination that you will learn a solid, significant portion of each and every one of the 200 skills presented. Why? Because you need to see for yourself that you and pretty much everyone can do anything and do it well. You need to know this truth in your heart, your mind, and your soul. Rule number 6 for Skills Fair: do not consider any one of the skills or groups of skills provided in this program as a personal preference. You are an artist. Even if you served in the military as a gunner, if you served as a police officer, if you are a firefighter, if you are a software developer, if you are a high school student or a junior high school student, remember, you are an artist. You are an engineer. Pretty much everybody's an engineer, by the way. We just don't realize it. We take things apart, we put them back together, we problem solve on almost a daily basis. You are a mathematician. Mathematics is not about numbers, it's about relationships. I'm going to reinforce that for you over and over again. You are a construction worker. You might not have been yesterday, but now you're in Skills Fair. So welcome, you're a construction worker. We're going to make sure that you're comfortable with the tools, how to use them safely, and when and why to use them when you're building something. You are a data manager, and you are so much more. Why? Because all skills are interrelated. They share patterns, they share component skills, they share similar approaches. Here you are not merely learning the skills, but how the skills themselves are teaching you how to learn other skills. Let me repeat that one for you. You are not merely learning the skills within the Skills Fair method. You are learning how the skills themselves are teaching you how to learn other skills. You will train yourself to remove the siloed categories. I'm going to help you with that all along the way. You're going to train yourself that it is your job to learn how to learn, and to learn how to learn more effectively and exponentially. Rule number 7. The bridges are designed to carry you forth in a natural, easy progression. Why? Because too often, I myself have heard people express and witness people excel at one level, say pre-algebra, and utterly fail at the next level, simply because they can't trace back or ground, as we say in philosophy, to the respective a priori, their previous understanding in a conceptual framework. Let me repeat that one for you again. Too often I've witnessed people excel at one level and utterly fail at the very next level because they haven't the ability to trace back. So I'm going to give you very easy bridges all the way throughout the program to help you trace back and move forward. Therefore, by bridging those gaps in a fashion that might seem too easy for you at first, you are actually revisiting that framework in a repeated fashion. You're reinforcing it, making it stronger, and such that each new level there is only adversity and no difficulty. And that difference will be made clear enough very soon in the process. Adversity without difficulty. I want you to feel adversity without the difficulty. I want you to embrace challenge. You're going to go from exactly zero homework and note-taking to a little where it matters, to a bit more where it matters more, up to and beyond the metric where I'll say, do this 5 times. And you'll respond with the actual production at high quality within a specified time period and think nothing of it. If we say build a wall, you'll go right over and build a wall. You'll do it right to spec. You'll have no trouble cutting the wood. You'll have no trouble with the nail gun. You'll have no trouble with the markers. You'll have no trouble handing that wall off to somebody else who will assist in the framing. One moment. The action requested of you will utterly amaze your family, your friends, and your coworkers, most of whom will suggest that the action at that level of quality and quantity was impossible unless you were a complete genius. That's a hint. Everyone has genius inside of them. The skills fair method simply lets the genius out to play. Rule number 8. Your goal is accessing and capturing relevant imagination. Sounds strange, right? Your goal is accessing, accessing and capturing relevant information, while increasing your capacity to acquire the information that forms the basis for that imagination. Analyze it thoroughly, manipulate it, and utilize it in a manner that fits your agenda at will. Let me repeat that entire thing for you, okay? Your goal for the skills fair method, this is you, the student, your goal is accessing and capturing relevant imagination, while increasing your capacity to acquire the information that forms the basis for that imagination, to analyze that information thoroughly, to manipulate it and utilize it in a manner that fits your given agenda at will. That means anytime you want, you can do it. Why? Because the world has changed drastically in the last few years. It no longer needs mere workers. It needs activated intelligence that can adapt immediately. And on an aside, this is not written in here, AI is here. It's been around now for about 2 years. AI is affecting you even as you listen to this, even as I'm reading this. AI is affecting you, you just don't realize it yet. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it's going to speed everything up rather quickly. Rule number 9, this is the last rule. Push yourself beyond your perceived limits, beyond your favorites, and on into the unknown. Why? Because it's well established that in order to grow muscle, you have to tear muscle. That runners will intentionally run farther to attain that runner's high, which we use as a metaphor for flow psychology, which we'll explain later, by the way. And that by pushing boundaries, you increase your capacity to push the same boundaries even further, as well as other boundaries, and even more boundaries, and so on and so forth. In that light, especially at the beginning of the Skills Fair program, where you, the student, are simply going through a retraining process, the video material may at times seem long, and the content may appear to you to be irrelevant. I assure you that this is absolutely and strictly not the case. Whether it's a very short video or a very long one, and whether the topics being discussed are fascinating to you at the moment or not, you must push yourself to let go of your desire to control the input. Remember, with the Skills Fair method, you will gain an increasingly powerful capacity to manipulate information and see the world through multiple, simultaneous perspectives. However, you will not always have the ability to control how that information is provided to you by your environment, nor should this be a desire on your part. Those who seek to control the input from their environment quickly become complacent and lazy, because they fail to realize there is less and less information actually making its way through their siloed filters. They think they are becoming greater experts, when in fact they are fast becoming less and less masters and more slaves to their own boring and steadfast routines. Growth is denied them, as is true mastery. So, if you have not done so already, I encourage you to register as a Skills Fair member. Then, at the minimum of twice per week, immerse yourself in these videos and push yourself along the path we call the Skills Fair method, and get ready to learn how to learn. Welcome to Skills Fair. Thank you.